Get up, gearheads. The cars are rolling in for Caffeine and Octane, the largest monthly car show in America. Fill up on some coffee, top off the octane, and head on down.
It's got a ton of power for this chassis.
A little more raw.
Yeah, it is a little more raw.
This is a nice piece. What kind of power are we talking?
It's made north of 1,700.
Street car?
It's a street car.
You drove it here.
These were like the English Pinto. Okay, you put a freaking V8 in it.
I may have overdone it.
I'm so excited. I'm driving to Caffeine and Octane today in a 93 Toyota Supra. Yo, this is a Mach 4, real rare car. 2JZ motor, twin turbo, 360 horsepower, and all compliments of Haggerty Drive Share. Crazy, I'm so excited. Wow, Porsches and V-dubs, but we ain't even at the show yet. Yo, guys, please tell me, where exactly are we?
We're a little north of Atlanta at the Doghouse, which is right next to Caffeine and Octane's new raceplex.
Yeah, and it's a track that goes around and round, not just straight.
Oh,
He didn't know they made those.
He had to throw that little dig in there. I know how to go round, too.
Man, I had a fun night last night. Went to Blackberry Smoke at Tabernacle.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Total car guys, band. It was really, really fun.
You go to an AC/DC show, and it's like you just stepped on the pedal of the most incredible Camaro that you've ever driven. This is really nice. Can that camera capture hearts exploding?
You were able to get up this early?
I know. It did hurt a little bit. Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Listen, let's
Need
get
some
out
more
of here.
coffee.
Let's get out of here. I seen a high horsepower Corvette, and listen, Brian, don't make me have to fight you over it.
You always find Corvettes.
You know me. A little chilly out here today. Oh. Anderson.
Hey, Ricky.
What's up, dude?
Good to see you, man.
Man, listen, they told me you were bringing this today. So this is the car you were telling me about that is now the world's fastest C8.
Not only that, the world's highest horsepower C8 and the first to the 8 seconds.
You been 8 already?
Yeah.
You went 8?
Uh-huh. A couple weeks ago. Where we first built the engine, we never thought we were going to be above 1,000 horsepower that easy.
Wait a minute.
Now we're about 1,700 horsepower.
1,700?
Yeah. Not using all because the transmission still doesn't hold, but I made 1350 to the wheel.
So in case y'all don't know who Anderson Dick is, this is Mr. Fuel Tech. So everybody that's out there racing motorcycles, driving cars that runs Fuel Tech, this is the man responsible for all that technology.
We have even 2 Fuel Tech computers on this car.
You have 2?
Because one controlling traction, turbo, boost controller, nitros, and a second computer just to control the transmission.
Wait a minute, you don't have nitrous on this too?
Oh yeah.
What?
You wanna meet to purge?
What?
Hey Luis, open the nitros bottle there.
The world's fastest C8 Corvette. Now she's rolling.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Anderson.
No, thank you, man.
I'm excited.
Jerry. Hey, Brian.
man. How
What's
you
going
doing?
on?
Good to see you.
Did you bring a Cortina out?
I did. I brought my Mark I Cortina. It was a compact car built by Ford in the 60s, and this one happens to be 1965.
So these were like the English Pinto, is what the Cortina was, which is why you don't see them. Okay, dude, you put a freaking V8 in it. I mean, I should have known. Come on.
Yeah.
What did you do? What did you do?
Yeah. Well, when I was 16 years old, I couldn't understand why Cortina didn't put a V8 in it.
Right?
And finally I did it, but I may have overdone it. It's too much power.
Nah, you can't have too much
Too
power.
much power.
You just don't push the throttle as much. So what's the engine out? Looks like a little small block Ford, right?
It's a small block Ford, 347, fuel injected. I've got a T56 6-speed in it.
Okay.
Brembo brakes on it. I wanted to put a fuel cell in it, and then it really looked out of place. So I bought a British steamer trunk, cut the bottom out, and then placed that over the top to give it a more authentic look.
Man, I bet this thing is wicked. They don't weigh anything. I mean, what do these weigh? Like
1,800.
1,800 pounds? How many horse?
550.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, keep your foot in it.
Oh man, that's good fun.
Well, I think it's a surprise when you pull up in a little Econo box. The people are surprised with the fact that you can outrun them.
Caffeine and Octane is brought to you by Haggerty. Let's drive together.
It's a band out of Atlanta, Georgia. Started traveling around in a van in 2001 and just kept it going. I think Blackberry Smoke's voice in music is honesty, you know. We don't write and record music that doesn't have to do with us. We can sleep at night knowing that all our albums are a great little special point in time for us as a band.
Feel like I start swinging, soon as my 2 feet hit the floor. Hands of time keep spinning, everybody knocking down my door. You know I get
Rock and rolling cars having anything to do with it, I think it has to be the power, you know? You go to an AC/DC show and it's like you just stepped on the pedal of the most incredible Camaro that you've ever driven. It scares you a little bit. You know, when I was a kid and I saw a rock and roll show the first time, I saw AC/DC at the Fox in Atlanta, and I can't lie, I was a little bit scared when they came out. It's very loud and powerful, so cars can do that to me as well.
Red.
Wow, there's a lot of t-shirts.
Security!
Oh, we were looking at cars.
Well, that's the thing I wanted to talk to you about. You don't have a car problem, you got a garage problem normally, and so I put these cars that I have up for sale, and lo and behold, they sold. I had a 64 Ford Fairlane, I had a 63 SS Impala that I had that I, regret selling. 23 T-Bucket, it's pretty sweet. And then I fell in love with C10 trucks, like 60s and early 70s.
All right, you want to go look at some cars? Well, I happen to know a guy.
Beautiful day for a Lincoln ride.
So Skip's got a huge facility, and he has a lot of all kinds of classic cars around. He stores them for people. He sells them for people. So it's just kind of a one-stop, come see a car kind of place you can always take a friend. Oh, yeah. Man, that thing gets down the road, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Woo.
I'll take it.
You can't have it. There's more cars in here. But that was mine.
Okay. I've never needed an excuse to buy a classic car, and I just sold 3, so I'm moneyed up and looking.
We were talking on the way over. I said, Britt, what car do you want back? And there's one right there. He said T-Bucket. I'm like, what? The T-Bucket was the one that you wanted back?
I think it was it was probably the motor that was in it more than anything, but it was kind of like, that was the first one I go, man, I regret selling that just because I had no place to park it. Come on, you know?
Yeah.
I wasn't through having fun with it yet. Long bed, it's got a big block factory. It's only 17,000 miles, so. And it's got a lawnmower in the back of it, so. All right, well, here's my wallet. And if I just go ahead, if I buy it, can I just leave it here, park it here when I'm not driving it?
That's what we do.
All the cars that I like here are not for sale, so my problem is not solved quite yet.
All right, well, you've got a few days till Caffeine and Octane. I'm challenging you to bring something, not your wife's car, not the Prius,
Not the
not the
Prius.
tour bus. Bring something to Caffeine and Octane next round, all right?
I've never needed a reason to buy a car, but now I have one, so we got time.
Take a look at this. They have their own racetrack put together. So the kids can actually get out here and drift their cars through the track. Oh, wow, here's another beautiful car sitting over here. Hey, guys.
Hey, Skip.
Skip?
Is that yours?
Yeah.
Nice car, man. That's killer.
Thank you. A lot of work.
A lot of work. As they say it together.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
This sounds like this was a team build.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it was a team build.
This was a bunch of boxes that a guy in Virginia had. We went up there and put the body and all the boxes and everything on a trailer and drove it back. So a lot of parts that we didn't know where they went, and then
Parts that didn't fit.
lots of parts that didn't fit that we had to make fit. And
Well, I love your finished product. It's really striking.
So this is a 1974 BMW 3.0 CS that has been resto-modded into a modern interpretation of an M car.
The flares on it just really fit this car well. Love what you've done with the interior in this thing, too.
So the interior is styled after the classic CSL 3.0s of the era, all black.
It's very clean. What kind of power plant? This is interesting.
Yeah, so this is a BMW S54 M motor out of, let's say a 2002-ish BMW M3. It's got a ton of power for this chassis. So running open trumpets, standalone ECU. So everything works like a modern M3 would, but in the classic styling of a 1970s BMW coupe.
More raw.
Yeah, it is a little more raw, and it's probably got a little bit more power because it's got straight headers, back to a 3-inch stainless exhaust.
I tell you, the interior with the styling on this, you've really put together a super looking package.
Caffeine and Octane is brought to you by Haggerty. Let's drive together. And by Napa. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
This is the biggest car show I've ever been to. It pretty much takes up the entire perimeter mall parking lot, so this is the best way to get around.
What is it?
It's a Razor Crazy Cart. We basically just go up and down the aisles and just cruise around, talk to people. We get stopped a lot. People ask us questions about these because it is a kid's toy, but it definitely holds up.
Britt, you made it.
I did.
Dude, that show was amazing.
Thank you
wow.
so much.
I mean, you guys freaking rock. So you brought a truck. And
I did.
I thought you brought your old truck, but this is not your old truck.
This is my old truck.
When did you paint it?
You know how things happen. It's like, hey, let's just paint the roof on this thing, and then, oh, while you have it, tear it all the way apart. Today I brought my 1965 Chevy C10 long bed lowrider on hydraulics. Came with factory power brakes, power steering, and factory air.
You know, in this era, trucks were trucks. They didn't have AC, and this one came with AC and had this really great vents, had the switches and all, which are very rare, hard to find. Wow, man, that's cool. It's good to see you have it out again.
Yeah,
and I see you
it's good
brought
to be
your,
out here.
you got your foundation out.
Yes, we're out here representing the Lana Turner Foundation, which is my daughter. She was diagnosed with cancer at age 3 in 2009. You know, Lana is 15 now. We're just so thankful that she made it and is cancer-free. But it's one of those things where I feel like I needed to do something. You know, we needed to help these kids, help their parents, whether it's for 1 second entertaining them, anything that can change their mood in a day, you know, taking music to them, art, something to take their mind off of the day in the hospital.
Cool. Well, you wanna go walk, see some cars?
Man, let's check it out.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I actually love lowriders. I don't know where that passion came from, but I love the look of them. I love the paint. I love the art.
Dude, look at the hydros in this thing.
I need to get a couple more batteries on mine.
You know, people don't realize like how violent these things are to do the.
Yeah.
All right, we got one going on.
If you've got a little neck problem, you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah. You think he does that when he leaves the house at 5 in the morning? You know?
I would. I would do it every time.
Dude, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
This is a nice piece.
Appreciate that.
I saw you drive in. I heard it hitting, but I smelled the race gas coming out the back.
That's that Renegade.
That's that Renegade. That's what made me turn around. But Turbo T, they didn't come with an 8-cylinder.
No, sir.
They came with a 6-cylinder.
Yes, sir, 3.8.
Grand National.
Uh-huh.
What's going on here?
If we're going to switch up and go against the grain, we got to go all out. It is a built LS motor. It's a Texas Speed 408 with a Holley intake manifold.
with 2 turbos on it, 2 wastegates on it, and 2 blow-off valves on it.
Mm-hmm.
With a big, what is this, 3-inch?
4-inch.
4-inch. Big 4-inch intake. So what kind of power are we talking?
It's made north of 1,700. It's done 1732 and 1690 torque.
And you drove it here.
I drove it here. I drove from
I
Lawrenceville
saw
here.
you. Street car.
It's a street car. It's all steel, all glass, full interior.
Neat job. Real neat. So, I mean, you got a boost control and everything, right?
I do have boost control. We're using 2 wastegates for boost control and CO2 for boost control.
CO2?
Yes, sir.
That way you can keep the pressure stable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How did you know that?
Well, what we ended up needing to do was we ended up needing to get a bunch of fittings and air lines from Napa, from here on top of the wastegates, on top of the blow-off valves.
All these from Napa?
Yeah, all the lines run straight to the back, right to our CO2 bottle.
Can I hear it?
Let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it.
Y'all hear that? Y'all can't smell it, but that's what we smell. Racist. The car is fast. The reason why I know the car is fast, because it got a parachute on it. Because when you're going that fast, brakes ain't enough on this car.